Yep.
Hi, this is Richard MiracleWood Tiny Home Construction. Right now, we're in the backyard. We're building a tiny home. We actually took this property. This was a lean-to, and we took this from the neighbor's yard. There were 8 posts in here. We added a few of them, and basically what we did was we grabbed 8 guys one morning. We cut the bottoms off, disconnected it from the house, and we brought it over here. Thank God it was less than 60 feet. It's pretty heavy. So this is as far as we've gotten so far. This is going to be a beautiful tiny home. There's another side over here. Swing around, Angela. Right now it's kind of busy, but this is part of the tiny home. When we first started this project, we used it as a storage area, and we called it the general store. Now there are pictures on Facebook that you can see what it looked like before. When this place is done, it's going to be a fully functional little mini apartment with a beautiful pond in front of it, a greenhouse, a wonderful shower, all running water, fireplace, composting toilet, all of it. So give us a chance and you'll get to see the rest. Now this is old cedar flooring that I took from a job where the guy had pressure washed it so much that it started to fray real bad. Now, I knew it could be sanded, but here's the issue. He had old growth fur, and so what we did was we planed it and redid it. This was on his property, so it meant a lot more to him, and I was willing to do that. So I cut him a break and a discount in order to be able to have this flooring. Now this was a blessing because this was well over 1,000 square foot deck. So we salvaged all this, and now so on the base of this, it was just a dirt floor before with a little concrete foundation that we put the post on. We framed in around it and built the walls. Now we put vapor barriers underneath the framing out of 6mm black plastic, and then once we built the framing, then we put 6mm black plastic over top before we decked this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is hardwood flooring over top of that. Now this is also salvaged. A friend of mine had me come give him a bid. I found out that he was taking out the wood flooring, so this is what we decided to use. Now, the house had been vacant for a little while. So when the house gets foreclosed on and it goes through the winter and the summer, wood will tend to swell. The cold with having no heat on it. So that'll cause it to curl a little bit. Now this piece isn't a real good example, but I can see the curl in it. Not such a big deal. Now this is oak. This is solid wood, but obviously it's engineered solid wood. This is standard. Okay. So what we did is we took all the wood, we took it all out, we cut all the bad ends off, and pulled all the nails. Now, in a situation like this where you have boards running this way and you don't have plywood because you're using the materials that are presented to you, this is how you resolve this issue. When the boards are running long ways, what you want to do is you want to set your flooring, your wood flooring that you're going to use over the top. This can go even with laminate, whatever you have. So laminate is the difference between this and this. Now, this laminate I would not use other than for wood, walls, or paneling, something like that. You can see the difference. It's just pressboard. Anywhere there's moisture in bathrooms or kitchens, these aren't something that you would want to use. But you see the difference. There is a huge difference in quality. Okay? So, here's what we're going to do. So I plan on using this as paneling. That's going to look really nice, like a wainscoting. So what we're going to do to make this work is, now here's the thing. Wood here, you want to always go, so if you go this way, and I'll show you, if you go this way, you take that's a long piece, okay? Then you get a short piece over there. Then you go the opposite direction and you come along this way. That way each piece is interlocking. Now, chances are when you're tearing up a floor, you're not going to have the side interlocking pieces. This is not such a problem. I'm going to show you how. So, in order to recycle this, you're going to have to make some changes. Now, this is just a Bosch nail gun. This is 18 gauge, 2 inch. I have 2 inch brads in here. The thing about this is most people would say you need a floor nailer. I totally disagree. Now, if I was going to do a real floor, I would obviously use a floor nailer. But that's not necessary. Once you get this floor in place, now here are a few little gaps and some holes. Now you'll fill those with hole filler that will harden up and Elmer's, and you'll fill these gaps. Now, the curves. If the curves bother you so much, which they would me, what we'll end up doing is sanding down this floor and using a poly stain to go over it, which means it will be beautiful and flat. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Alex here. I'm going to give him a measurement, and we don't exactly need a tape measure. Now, Alex, do you have a pencil here? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to mark it, okay? Alex is going to go out and cut it and bring it back to me, and we'll save the other piece. Alex, why don't you do that real quick for me? Thank you, sir. So, this is part of the deal of recycle, reuse. People do not realize that every piece that you have, that most people throw away, it's unnecessary. You don't have to do that. When I went to the store to buy this material, and I have a Lowe's account. When I went to the store to purchase this, and I bought it because I was being impatient. My wife said, "Come on, Rich, come on." But when I bought it, the material cost for well over 600 linear feet for good engineered wood, that cost was $980 at a discount. Now, how can I say I'm a recycle reuse guy and then not use that product? So, what I did is I had the guys de-nail it. Now, it may cost a little more time for you, but it's worth it. So, here's how you solve the problem, okay? This is what I do. I put 4 liquid nails down, okay? Make sure that you go in a S motion all the way down. You don't need it all over it. If you choose to smooth it all down, that's perfectly fine. But that's how I deal with that. Then I take some of the edges and I smooth to here. You know, I want to make sure that I have some on the edges, okay? Now, this is the area right here that is going to connect. See that? So what I am going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid nails. Now, I'll tell you, liquid nails, man's best friend when you're a contractor. I'm always amazed on how powerful this is. If you put liquid nails down on something, chances are when you go to pull it up, you may not get it to come back up. So, without tearing the whole floor out. Actually, it gave me the wrong piece, my friend. No big deal, though. It gave me the wrong cut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no big deal. So, we'll put this over here aside. We won't reuse it. I need the other piece. I need the other piece. The other piece that you cut.
Yeah, that was both of them right there. You put it right there.
Oh, my fault. Sorry about that. We'll have to edit that because I'm a dummy. So, here we go. So, I'll put that in there like that, okay? Wow. Alex, I look like an idiot. No big deal, though. Everybody knows talent doesn't equivalent brains. All right. So, here we go. Put that on that side like that. And pull it around like this. And do the same thing. Okay? Alright. So now, here's what you do. Put that piece in real nice and tight. Okay? Now, you don't have to get it to go all the way to the end because keep in mind, you're going to put base down. Now, this is how I do it. Now, this is a rubber mallet. Now, you don't want to beat it in so hard, okay? So, then I take my brad nailer, I shoot in the corner here, in each one of the 1x4s at the decking, okay? Now, you can spread that out a little if you need to, but there you go. Now, if you'll switch over to the side with me, okay? Switch sides with me, guys. I'm going to come over this way. This is exactly what I was talking about, see? Now, all you have to do, no piece is a throwaway piece, okay? It doesn't matter. What you're doing is recycling and reusing, right? That makes sense. So you're going to grab this mallet back over here, okay? And you are going to get that pushed in here looking really nice and tight. Now, when you have a nice tight edge like that, if you're worried about it interlocking in that way and not swelling and causing a problem, this is how you do it. You shoot into the corners, okay? Then you shoot here, bam, bam, just like we talked about, okay? Just like that, okay? Now, once you get to the end, right where the trim is going to be, then you shoot in there. Essentially, when you're done, you have a complete locked-in system. And then, when you sand it down, you fill all the holes, put your polish stain on top, guess what you got? A perfectly, beautifully finished product. Now, this is Miracle PRC, but it's actually MiracleWood Tiny Home Construction because my wife just bought my company and I love her so much and she's a wonderful woman. So, we'll get back to you next time. Thank you.